We ain't calling her lucky space because she did. We call her lucky space because she attention whore.
All right, I'm gonna get my mic set up so that y'all can hear me. As soon as I get the thing set up, I can't see. It's dark in here. I cannot see for real.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Like I really can't see. Okay, so I'm sorry that I am 10 minutes late. No, 20 minutes late. Oh, thank you, darling. I really couldn't see, by the way. Like I was truly blind. Okay. Sauce. Let me make sure the microphone is the right mic. Okay, it is. Awesome sauce. Okay. Is this thing on? Dang. Okay, I'm cutting off.
Straight.
Yeah, for now I'm okay. All right, so it's only one of y'all in here. So y'all did come early, and I apologize for being late. Hiram was early. Again, I apologize for being late. So we're going to talk about NXT. Okay, so let's start off with the first match of the night, which was Mandy Rose versus Saray, with her two, goons in tow with Gigi Dolan and JC Jaden. I think that's how you say her name. So Saray ended up winning this match by count out. Okay, and the reason why is because she did her signature move on Mandy, and Mandy ended up acting like she took it harder than normal. Okay, like it really hurt her. Now, I think it's a kayfabe injury, to be honest with you. I don't think she's really that injured. But next week she probably is going to show up with a face mask, just like Sheamus did. Only Sheamus's injury was actually real. Yeah, so this is probably going to be a part of a storyline with Saray. Saray was later on attacked after the match went off the air and they were backstage. Gigi Dolan and JC went back there and attacked her. So there's a whole storyline probably going to go on with these four. And I'm kind of here for it because I feel like they got to start moving into new spaces and new things. And the only way they're going to be able to do that is if they actually start to present you with new people. So that's the cool thing. Let's move on to somebody else. We had Ilya Dragunov, who showed up tonight and gave a nice little speech. Dragunov is very much injured still from this fight, but I think over a couple of weeks, he will heal and be okay. But yes, you can clearly see he is still suffering the side effects of that NXT TakeOver match. But Dragunov looked nice, he dressed nice, and he had an impassioned speech. And I can't wait to see what his NXT UK title reign will be like. So we're going to move on to the next match of the night, the actual second match of the night. We're skipping around. So we had, what is his name? Duke Hudson versus Kyle O'Reilly. This was a very good match between the two of them. Duke Hudson is a very much like Wade Barrett character, very arrogant, very smug, very much I'm better than you type of guy. Then you have Kyle O'Reilly, kind of gives you this all-American kind of guy. And his new persona now is he's going to grind hard and fight hard to be at the top of the mountain. Now, he did beat Duke Hudson tonight, but that was not an easy feat. Duke Hudson is a very difficult competitor, and for Kyle O'Reilly to be injured the way that he is, or at least what he's alluding to, and still be able to compete the way that he has been, Kyle O'Reilly is a pretty damn good competitor and a very, very good opponent when in, and even in Duke Hudson, he was a great opponent as well. So I give them all their props. It was a very good match. Ultimately, Kyle O'Reilly ended up winning the match in the end. Then you had Johnny Gargano and Mr. L.A. Knight. So this match was good. It showcased what L.A. Knight was capable of under wrestling an opponent who was a little bit more wrestling grounded, if that makes sense. Johnny Gargano is one of those kind of guys who has just a lot of wrestling prowess. He has a lot of wrestling background. So he's a hard opponent to defend against and really wrestle. So when you look at how LA Knight was able to wrestle against him, it was an interesting fight. And it really did showcase that LA Knight has some very good wrestling skill. He is not to be slept on. Just because he talks a lot doesn't mean that he can't back up what he says. So this match was very good. The aspects of the match that might have taken you out a little bit was the fact that Indy Hartwell and their Dexter Loomis were out there together, just trying to be Johnny Gargano's support system. You know, Indy is getting married in 2 weeks and she wants them to welcome him into the way. And that's what really ultimately cost Johnny Gargano his match against LA Knight. Now, I don't know if this was a number one contenders match or what this was. Maybe one of you guys could tell me in the comments. But ultimately, LA Knight won. He did beat Johnny Gargano tonight. Now, I did not get to see the last match with Ciampa and Ridge Holland. Maybe one of you guys can tell me what happened with that match, but I didn't get to see that. I did get to see some side stuff, though. So there was a match with Jessie Kamea, I think that's her name, going up against Raquel Gonzalez. Child, really, that's all I can say to that. I mean, that match... it okay. It was cute. It was cute. She whooped her ass. Like Raquel took her out, and it was just like, girl. They was all like, "Oh yeah, you got this. You got this, Jessie." I'm like, girl, no, you don't. No, you don't. Do not fool yourself into thinking that this was a win for you, baby, because it was not. What it was is you getting your ass whooped while your friend was out there standing there, and fucking Robert Stone don't know if he want to strap up or put a damn suit jacket on. But child, a mess is all I'm gonna tell you. An absolute mess. Let me put some comments up here. Hello, Hiram. Hello, J-Sav. My day was fine. My day was good. Thank you for asking. I'm getting ready to start my podcast in about 10 minutes. So I wanted to come in here and do the recap really quickly. It says this is kind of giving Absolution 2.0. Hey, Tiff. Hey. Ciampa won? Wow. Ciampa beat Ridge Holland for real? That's very strange to me. I would think that they would want Ridge Holland to win that match. Why? Why would they have Ciampa go over on Ridge Holland? That's very odd. Huh. Hey. They tried to jump him, and MSK came in for the save. Okay, so obviously MSK is going to be wrestling Birch and Lorcan next week, so I'm not surprised by that. Who?
The girl that do with Bo and what's her
name? Mei
Ying?
Yeah, Mei Ying is supposed to compete next week.
Oh, it's next week.
It's next week. Mei Ying is supposed to compete next week. What else did they say? Ember is supposed to compete against Kaylee Ray next week, and Kaylee Ray had an interview, and she was talking about the women in NXT, and she was just running everybody down, which I don't blame her. Like, she was like, I blew through all of NXT UK, and I'm gonna do the same thing here in NXT. And she was like, I'm gonna take Ember Moon out. You know, she was going in. Okay, sis was not, she was not playing, but Ember was like, she gotta keep her name on my mouth. She was like, she's trying to make a name off of me. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. That's a 22. No, ma'am. No, she's not. No, she's not, Ember. Reality check. You can't hold a title long at all. That's been proven. But Kaylee Ray can. And see, the difference is she was champion for 600 plus days while you was in SmackDown with a Nintendo controller, mad at Sonya and Mandy for breaking it. That was pretty much the extent of your time in SmackDown or on the main roster. Now, while I don't blame you, I'm just saying she can't make a name off of nothing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to shit on you, girl. Cause love you, mwah, awesome. But no, Ember, no, baby. You got a lot of work to do. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I'm not saying that you're not popular where you at, cause you popping. Hey, happy birthday, girl. But yeah, Kaylee Ray got you beat by a long shot, by about 2 years. By about 2 years. What are they doing with the women this episode? They are building Frankie and versus Raquel, Ember versus Kaylee Ray, which will lead to Kaylee Ray versus Raquel, which is so cool for long-term storytelling. Very good observation and very, very smart. You are absolutely right. That is exactly what they're doing. And it is smart because it prolongs the opportunity for Kaylee Ray to get the title, but it also makes an interesting fight for Raquel. Personally, I think Raquel could drop the title to Frankie, and it'd be a better bout with Frankie and Kaylee Ray than it would be for Kaylee Ray versus Raquel, if you want to know the absolute truth. Okay? But that's just my personal opinion. You know, everybody has their personal opinion. And I want to put something else up here. I didn't get to put this up here when I started, so I'm going to put it up here now because I finally got it. Finally got it made. It's the United States of Tiffany, and you are currently a citizen of the United States of Tiffany. And the way that this works is I respect you and you respect me. And as long as you respect me, I will not give you a hard time. Okay? So welcome to the United States of Tiffany, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to the mess. Okay, now. I had to put that PSA up there because it's my channel. I can do what I want. Anywhoosies, that was pretty much NXT. Okay. Why Elmo? Because Elmo's fire. The fuck? I would love to see Frankie as champion. She is good in the ring. You are absolutely right. 100%. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, Khalil, thank you for reminding me. So, Casey and Kaden are getting a title shot against Io Shirai and Zoe. And hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. 1 second, because I got to get ready to do my podcast in a minute. All right, so Casey and Kaden did, confront the tag team champions, and they basically were just like, you guys don't have the chemistry we have. We're best friends. You're not. So obviously you being tag team champions doesn't work for you. Not to mention we've been tag teaming for well over a year. We're definitely ready, beyond prepared, blah, 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 bullshit. So we said her piece about it. So they're going to have a tag team match next week. Who do I want to win? To be honest, I want Casey and Kaden to win so Zoe Starks can get out of this tag team hell she's been placed in. And I want to see okay. And I want to see what they're going to do with Io after she, and Kate and Zoe drop these titles. If Io's going to leave, if she's going to stay, I want to see what they're going to do. I'm very curious. So, y'all, I don't know. NXT was okay today. It wasn't great and it wasn't amazing. It was okay. It was watchable. So, that's just how I felt about it. I wasn't too, keen about it. I didn't really, feel like it was an amazing show, but it wasn't a bad show either. It was like middle of the road kind of show. They didn't really have Joe on the show too much. He had an interview with Wade Barrett today, and that was pretty much it. They didn't really do anything else except, like, or start anything else. They just kind of let it ride out. Oh, we had a little moment with Carmelo Hayes and Legado del Fantasma. And let me tell you something, Electra Lopez. Let me give you a little bit of heat, okay? Because boo boo, just because you walk around with a white double-breasted suit jacket on does not make you anybody's mouthpiece. Escobar can talk for himself. He don't need you to talk for him. Furthermore, I don't like how you walked up on Carmelo Hayes today. I don't like that. I take offense to that. I feel personally attacked you walking up on Carmelo like that just because he won a contract to possibly go after the North American Championship. That don't mean I give you the right to go walk around like you got all of this money and all this power because you're with Escobar. He ain't shit. He ain't gonna never be shit, which makes you nothing. He ain't got nothing. His fam ain't got nothing. They ain't never been tag team champions. They've had multiple opportunities. They ain't never been tag team champions. And I guarantee you this, I tell you what, bitch, your ass ain't gonna never be a champion either. Okay? Because you're boring. And you dress like it's 90 degrees outside and you got snow boots on, bitch. No. No. Absolutely not. No, Electra, you got to come better than that. Okay? Okay. All right, girl. Yes, I'm living for the United States of Tiffany. I'm happy to be a citizen. As long as you respect me in the United States of Tiffany, I will respect you. But the moment you get out of line, it's curtains, bitch. It's curtains. Oh, I'm very curious to see how Brianna's gonna respond to little Miss Electra because see, I see what's happening. I see what's going on with Miss L. I see what's happening with Miss L. Okay, she running around here hitting people with pipes. She's sitting up, man. Cause she in the group now. She feel like she top of the mountain cause she in the group, and I'm just like, girl. Brianna was not much of a problem before you got there, to be honest with you. Now, she did cause Santos and Escobar the opportunity to get the drop on the crew when they was outside. But for the most part, that bitch didn't add nothing to the damn issue. Okay? She didn't do nothing. But I tell you what, if she's as good as they say she is, it's going to be lovely to watch you get your ass whooped, L. It's going to be real pretty. I ain't saying nothing about that, and I definitely didn't say nothing about that, Hiram. But anyway, that was NXT, y'all. Hold on, y'all. All right. So let's talk about what happened with Charlotte yesterday and Miss Nia. I didn't really get to cover it too much, but yesterday on Monday Night Raw, a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say online, especially on Twitter, about Nia Jax and Charlotte. Now, I looked at that footage 7 times. And I promise you, Nia Jax did not drop that woman on her neck or on her head. Charlotte caught the brunt of that fall on her shoulder. Yes, she could have gotten her shoulder injured. Yes, it was a little bit sloppy, but Charlotte wasn't perfect in that match either. They both were sloppy and off. So, hold on a second. All right. So I don't like how Naya's getting attacked. And I know, I was hard on Naya. I'm still hard on Naya. But I feel like after, people start coming for Naya's neck, especially after the whole situation with Kyrie, Naya has really ramped up, being safer in the ring. And she hasn't injured anybody for quite some time. So I feel like Nia Jax has tried very hard to be a safer worker in the ring with the other superstars. And I think what happened yesterday is simple. Charlotte was being a little too overzealous in her heel work and doing some things she probably wouldn't normally do, and was, egging Nia on. And although, yes, that's what you're supposed to do, it might have gotten under Nia Jax's skin, and it just caused more problems in the match than necessary. You had look at how the match broke down and where it broke down, because that wasn't the only part. You had some parts where they really were not in sync as to what was going on, and it was almost as if they were not prepared for the match. Now, Charlotte seemed to be prepared and ready, and Nia seemed to be prepared and ready, but it just seemed like once they got into the grooves of the match, there were mistakes being made that couldn't be fixed. Like, Nia didn't purposely no-sold her move that she did to her. Completely disregarded it and got up as if she was fucking Thanos, no pun intended. And I was just like, damn, Nia, what the hell going on? And then she slaps the girl in the face. And Nia's like, don't slap me in the face. Don't hit me in the face. She was like, no, don't do that. And she did it again. And they start, like, Nia two-pieced her with a biscuit. Nia said, boo, 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 just went up in her shit. Damn near rocked her if her hands was closed. Oh, she'd have tore her face up. Y'all saw what happened to Beckler? Y'all saw what happened to Crossfire Face? And she didn't even look to hit that girl. I'm just saying. In this instance, I just think both of them were being sloppy in the match, and it wasn't intentional for Nia to hurt her in any way, shape, or form. But it also was a situation of Charlotte being a little too reckless, and Nia got sick of that shit and pretty much slap boxed her ass. The match over. Shit. Now, Nia did beat Charlotte. I don't know what they're going to do with this, but they need to get him a rematch and clean up that match, because that was very, very sloppy. It was very sloppy, honey. Child, she did hit her with a two-piece and a biscuit, okay? But other than that, that's all I got for y'all for wrestling. We went over everything about NXT and what's supposed to happen. If you haven't been watching NXT UK, you should. They are competing to see who is the next who's going to be the next opponent for Tyler Bates, I think it is, for the Heritage Cup. And they got a couple more matches they probably going to be showing on NXT UK this Thursday. So I think you guys should watch it. People of Earth plus Lil Bro Hiram. Look at the new dude. Oh, President Tiff. Was it with a pepper? Child, I don't know if it had a pepper. That's some church shit. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all for NXT for right now. Hopefully next week NXT will be a little bit more lively and a little bit more entertaining. But yes, that was it. That's all we got. We ain't got no more. So if you ain't got no questions, I'll give y'all a few minutes for some questions. This was a short episode this week. I didn't have to do a lot of work. Nice. Love it. Let's keep it going. Okay. If y'all got any questions or anything, I will answer them now. But if you don't, we finna go home and go to bed. We finna go to sleep. Finna be in this bitch like this. Just, just laid out, honey. If church is good. It depends on the churches you go to. I mean, churches has decent chicken sometimes. I haven't been to churches in a while though. I have to go all the way to fucking Akron to go to churches. Raising Cane's trash or no? I've never been to Raising Cane's, actually. I've never had Raising Cane's before, ever in my life. I do encourage you guys to listen to my podcast because we do roast a couple people. We roast Charlotte Flair, we roast Max Caster, and we roast Eva Marie. We roast everybody. We roast Eva Marie, Cody Rhodes, Max Caster, and Charlotte Flair. We roasted them all, baby. It's a fun show on the podcast. We also did a actual podcast about the Hurt Business and why it shouldn't be gone. What else did we do? The end of the podcast up. We got 4 podcasts up. About 4 hours worth of content I uploaded today. So y'all got plenty of stuff to listen to on the podcast if you still want to talk about wrestling. And if y'all got topics y'all want us to cover, you can always send it directly to me, or you can send it to our Down for the Count page, which is right here. Our Twitter is there. You can follow us on Twitter. You can send it there. All that good stuff. Oh, y'all listen to it. Alexis went in on Eva Child. She tore her ass up. Lumpy Space Princess got messed up, honey. LSP makes herself available to be roasted, and that's on period. Oh, child, she tore her up in that podcast. If EO do get put on the main roster, who would you put her? You mean where would I put her? I would put Io Shirai on Raw because Raw needs the star power. Most definitely, she would be someone that would work beautifully on Raw, but they would have to book her right. If I couldn't, because right now Asuka is out. Have y'all seen Asuka's Instagram and her Twitter? I think Asuka finally got her teeth completely fixed, and then she also has her arm in like this sling. And it's a sling where her arm has to stay balanced. And I was like, I didn't know her arm was injured. So that could explain why she wasn't wrestling all this time and why she's been gone for a while. Because you haven't seen Asuka for a minute. And usually they would use her in some kind of way, but she hasn't been on TV in a while. Yeah. So I probably would put her on Raw because they need the star power. They need her over there. Unless they move Bailey over there or something like that, I would keep her on Raw for sure. I would put Io on Raw. Never ever change her entrance theme. Facts. Leave her entrance alone. Let Io stay Io, okay? Any more questions? Because if not, we're going to go to bed, okay? I'm going to call it a benediction and we're going to be out, honey. 30 minutes, that's the shortest show I ever did. Ain't got nothing else to go. I'm going to wait and see if y'all got some more questions. And then I'm going to be out. Excuse me. Oh, Hiram going to bed. Good night, Hiram. Well, I'm gonna wait till 30-minute mark, and then if I ain't got no more questions, then I'm gonna be out. And I'll see you guys probably Friday. I will go live Friday over here after SmackDown for sure. And we'll talk about SmackDown. Hopefully SmackDown is really, 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 really good. And they planted the seed with Brock Lesnar, but I don't think that's gonna really start until Royal Rumble. So it's gonna be interesting. Enjoy your sophomore year. What do you think is next for Dakota? Well, according to everybody and the people of Earth, as Aaliyah says, Dakota's been brought up to the main roster. I would imagine they would bring. They're not going to debut anybody until the draft. I think Xia Li is going to be in the draft. Aaliyah is going to be in the draft. I think that everybody who's probably been pseudo brought up will be in the draft, and they will be drafted during the draft instead of having them, or in the supplemental draft, instead of having them just sitting in the back and then have some type of major debut for them. Like, to me, that doesn't make no sense. I would just let them be drafted, and then you can start utilizing them, because this is around the time where the new year kind of starts for wrestling. I know we always say that with wrestling, but it's more like around this time when Sweeps is getting ready to come out. They finna do the first premiere of Raw. The TV premiere of SmackDown is gonna start soon. So, you know, the season premieres is always when shit goes haywire. You know what I'm saying? They really should start doing the draft after WrestleMania. That's when you really shake shit up, because by then, WrestleMania is like ending a whole lot of feuds. Things have died down and you want to start new and fresh, right? That's when the draft should happen, at WrestleMania. Right after, like a few, like at least a week after Mania, the draft should happen. But they want to do the draft in October to piggyback off of, the drafts and stuff, or rather to piggyback off of the debuts of football and basketball and all that good stuff that's supposed to be happening. But anyways, I have talked y'all ears off long enough. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I hope I covered NXT enough for you. It was really short and sweet this week. There wasn't a lot going on. I did miss a match. It was Diamond Mine's match with Jaron. I think that's how you say his name. Roderick Strong had a match with him. They got 2 new members in Diamond Mine. I don't care for Diamond Mine, so I rightfully forgot about them. But if you want to hear some good stuff on the podcast, you want to listen to a podcast, going to school, coming home, going to work, chilling in the house, whatever the case may be, go follow at Down for the Count on Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. We are available on Instagram as well at D4TC_podcast. You can go listen. There's 4 hours of content up there for you to listen to, 4 separate episodes. We got 2 roast episodes. We have a wrestling history episode with the plane ride from hell. And we also have the episode where we talked about Max Caster's situation. And we also go over the Hurt Business and how they shouldn't have been broken up. So I really think you guys should go listen to the stuff. It's 4 women talking about wrestling, so it's definitely something that you guys should hear. I am your girl, Tiffany E. You can always find me here, or you can find me on Instagram at Psych Design TV. Let me put my other banner up here. Bye, Joey. Hope you have a good night. Okay, you can always find me on Instagram. If you want to support the show and support me, you definitely can. You do not have to donate if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. And I also have a makeup YouTube that you might want to follow that I'm really, really happy I finally got back into. You guys can go and check that out as well. Okay, so I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. I gotta go. Please get some sleep, and I'll talk to you guys next time.